Welcome to an episode of Hot Takes, where we ask hot questions and eat even hotter wings. Today, I'm joined with Luca Bernadini, an MSU presidential candidate. How are you feeling today?
I'll be honest, I'm nervous because we spoke a little before this, and I've made you aware that I am bad with spice. So I've been told that they're not that spicy, but it's me, and you will learn very quickly that I may find the mild spicy. So nervous. We'll see how this goes.
Well, I'll explain a bit how this works. So we will be eating 3 hot wings of varying levels of spice, and as we get spicier, the questions will get more difficult.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so we'll start off with our first wing. So this is the mild one.
All right.
Okay,
A little dunk there.
cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna start off with a tame question.
Great.
What is your go-to study spot on or off of campus?
So this is tough. It's not the best study spot for productivity, but I would say I do go there more often than I would say like a library, just because I find it so relaxing in the atrium and in MDCL, the waterfall, and I don't know why I like the smell of chlorine too. So the whole ambiance just kind of relaxes me and allows me to focus. I like to go in there for studying because oftentimes using Anki decks and stuff like that, I find that you can do that without having to type and stuff. I like 6th floor mills if I'm doing like an assignment. I find it's quiet, but I like the natural lighting. So I'd say those are my 2 spots, depending on what kind of vibe I'm going for.
Good picks. All right, are you ready to move on to our medium level
Let's do it.
spice? Okay, cool. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
How do you feel?
Surprisingly well.
Okay so far? All right, so our next question. In your campaign, you proposed renovations to 1280 Bar and Grill.
Yes.
Can you talk a bit about how your proposal differs from renovations already being carried out by the current elected MSU council?
So I like to give the analogy of a car. Oftentimes, someone buys a car. Eventually, there's problems with it. You have to repair it, fix up parts. At some point, you have to buy a new car, just because the amount of repairs that you're doing to it is no longer worth the cost that you're putting into it, and then for the output that you're generating once you have done those repairs. So I feel like we're at that point with 1280. Many presidents in the past have tried to put little bandages over it or make certain small modifications to the space that already exists. But in my eyes, I think there needs to be a full tear down of the space. Using budgeting that currently exists in abundance, such as things like the Student Life Enhancement Fund, will help to fuel this reno. In my eyes, we just need to put the right people in the right room in the room together. Individuals who are stakeholders of the MSU, but people who are able to voice the opinion of students and what they would want in a place where they want to go out on a Friday or Saturday evening and enjoy time with friends, which is a hard sell when you're on campus. But if we can make it a space that's designed by students for students and offer that completely new reno so they can have the blank slate to do it themselves, and then obviously with the guidance of an interior designer and someone who knows how to do this professionally so that this is the last time we have to fix this, that's kind of how I look at it. And then in terms of the changes, I'm also obviously proposing an extended hours, modifying the menu after a certain time to reflect the mood that we're kind of going for. Obviously, I'm hoping to expand the hours until 7 until every single day, and then on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, extending those hours even further. And then obviously with that new reno, creating an ambiance where students kind of want to come and spend their evenings after a long week.
All right, we're on to our final wing.
Great.
You ready for this one? Okay.
I'm gonna get a good dunk because
Yeah,
I feel like if I don't get a lot, then I'm doing an injustice to the segment.
Okay. Feeling okay?
I'm handling this well.
Good. All right, well, our last question. In your campaign, you discussed developing an MSU app where students will be provided a feed of MSU-related news and events.
Yes.
You mentioned that there is no current streamlined platform for accessing this information. Can you describe how your app's functionality will differ from current MSU informational hubs such as the MSU Instagram or the Silhouette?
Yeah, I find those places, even when with the Silhouette, people don't know the Silhouette exists, and that's kind of the case with a lot of things. So typically when students right now are trying to find information, they have to go out of their way, MSU website, or even on the Instagram. There's so much stuff that comes in there. It becomes so difficult for each individual to find what pertains to them. So my proposal for the app is that when downloading it, each student will be asked a set of questions, relatively general, but will help the app profile you as an individual. This way, each student can answer questions like, what year are you in? What program are you in? Do you commute? Which of these are some of your interests? A checkbox, for example. No more than 5 minutes to fill out. But because of that, the app will then profile you as a person, and the stuff that will be pushed to you in your own personal feed will be stuff that relates to who you are as an individual, so that you are not having a feed that is flooded with information that necessarily doesn't pertain to you, and you don't have to go out of your way to search for the information that you may be interested in and that can help best support you as an individual person. And then kind of coupling that with the rewards program that is involved in the app, once people find the information and the things that they want to get involved in, they can then be rewarded for doing stuff that would support them already or stuff that they may already get involved in the first place.
All right. That's all 3 wings. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I'm surprised that went okay. It was, I think, I'll be honest, it was the fact that I had to dunk it myself, and if it was covered, we may have had a different reaction, but I'm pleased that it went solid and I didn't have to drink any water or anything, but thank you for your time.
Yeah, totally. Thank you for watching this episode of Hot Takes. For more information on the MSU presidential election, make sure you're visiting thesil.ca, and make sure to vote from January 23rd to January 25th.